The snake was waiting to harvest the blood of my daughter. So I watched my daughter as she was just playing by the pool area. Since she didn't have a swimming costume, she was just playing by the pool area. After she was done playing, then we returned back home. When we got out of the car, the moment that we stepped into the kitchen, she started complaining of a severe headache, and I knew that for her the end had begun, because this is what the snake does. If I send it to go and collect blood from someone, or if it chooses someone, what it does is that it will start to suck the blood from the victim. So as my daughter was busy complaining that she felt a very terrible headache, I knew that this headache was caused due to lack of blood. I then decided to rush her to the hospital so that people will not be suspicious. She was not supposed to die in the house. When I carried my daughter to the car, because at that time she said that she was feeling too much dizziness, she could not properly see, my heart felt so terrible when I turned around and I saw that snake entering into my daughter's spare room, the one she used to use when she was still alive. I didn't see its full body, but I saw part of its tail as it was rushing into my daughter's spare room, and I knew that this was over. There was no way that my daughter was going to survive. So I rushed with my daughter to Parinyatwa Hospital. Then they admitted her. They did all that they could, but unfortunately, spiritually, my daughter had died. The sacrifice had been accepted. From there on, my brother, I did so many sacrifices, and the money was flowing in. If you are earning a lot of money, you even forget about all the people who assisted you to become what you are. That is what happened at that time, because when that old man told me that he wanted to return with me back to Malawi because his spirit was telling him to do as such, and I told him that I was too much busy. At that time, my brother, a lot of people were now migrating from Malawi, Zambia, Zimbabwe, going to South Africa. So there was so much need, and if you had a truck, you were going to make a lot of money. So I wanted to focus on that business. What I didn't know at that time, my brother, is that when you are given this ritual money, even if you try to invest in the biggest company, when the day arrives for you to pay your dues, even if you say that I am now earning clean money, but whatever that thing that would have given you money will always remind you that you have to pay your dues as you promised when you were signing off the contract to get this blood money. This is what happened to me. That old man, I only gave him some money so that he can return to Malawi. Little did I know that this man, he knew that he was about to die. That is why he was forcing me to go with him to Malawi, but he could not tell me openly that he was about to die. And on my side, I was making a lot of money there in Beitbridge because I had 2 UD trucks. I used to get a lot of money just carrying people using those UD trucks of mine. So I had to rush to Beitbridge because one of my trucks, it had been impounded by the police, because at the place where we used to get most of the people, it was not in a designated place. So one of my trucks was then impounded by the police. I had to rush there so that I could sort out this mess. There was no time for me to go first to Malawi. At that time, to me, it didn't make any sense that I should travel first to Malawi, yet my truck was impounded by the police. I rushed to Beitbridge and I attended all of my business needs. When I arrived back in Harare, it was as if my neighbor was waiting for me, because the moment that I parked into my yard, she immediately came and spoke with me. She told me that they had received a phone call. This phone call was from Malawi. It was Apiri, that same man who used to work as a gardener in our neighborhood. When he called, he said that he wanted to speak with me and they could not get hold of me. After they had tried speaking with me, they called back using that same number. Then one man answered and said that he was a relative to Apiri, and Apiri had passed away. And when he had passed away, he said that he wanted to speak with me, and it was an urgent matter. At that time, my brother, the place where I was, where one of my trucks was stuck, there was no network because it was along the South African Zimbabwean border. There was no network at all, so he could not get hold of me. And me, upon hearing the passing away of Apiri, it truly saddened me. Then I said to myself, but why am I feeling sad? Because he was not even my relative, and we were not like friends. I had only consulted with him once, and I had traveled with him to Malawi only once, so we didn't have that kind of a deep relationship. So I then poured some water into the bath because I wanted to have a very long bath, because there in Beitbridge it is quite a hot place. My brother, when I entered into the bathtub, as I was busy bathing myself, then I suddenly saw that the door to the bathroom, it was being opened slowly. So I thought that maybe it was my son who was trying to open the door, because ever since the death of his sister, my daughter, my only child that I'm remaining with right now, it is as if he is losing his mind. So I thought that maybe he was trying to open up the bathroom whilst I was in there. So I screamed at him, and I told him that he should stop trying to open the door, for it was his mother who was in the bathroom. He didn't want to look at his mother whilst his mother was naked. But whoever that was pushing open the door kept on pushing the bathroom door slowly. So I decided to get out of the bathroom. I was really angry at my son. I kept on insulting him, and I told him not to open the door any further. All this while, I was looking for a nightgown so that my son will not see my nakedness. My brother, I walked straight to the bathroom door, which was now half opened, and when I opened the bathroom door completely, I saw something that truly shocked me. I nearly fell to the ground. My brother, I saw my daughter. She was just standing in the hallway. She was the one who had been pushing the bathroom door slowly all that time, when I thought that my son was the one who was responsible trying to open up the bathroom door whilst I was bathing. In a blink of an eye, when I looked at my daughter, she just disappeared. My brother, I screamed so hard